Alright, right now we are at sales are at 197,610. So we have 18 days left, or 90% of the month left for sales. So we're right about 100,000 a day. So we're a little low on our pace, but beginning of the month we pulled a lot in last month, so that'll catch up. Things we got going on is Del 2, Jose, we didn't obviously get that in last night, and Press 50, you got that back up?
Yeah, it's up and running.
Those are really the two main things, and then we'll work with you on Press 50. We don't know what we're going to do with that right now. Okay.
Alright, things that I got for the big site, Jimmy, obviously we got to get 14 to work some way or another. It worked when it was in the tool room, so got to work when it's in the press. So we need to figure out what's going on there. I'll take a look at press 1 and see what I can get going for that heater over there. Kenny, I know you're working on 3. We need to get good quality parts out of that. And then the other one, Jimmy, is we need to get to fill 19 in press 33. Okay. We will be working this weekend. We'll try to get that list out today. I know we've been a little bit late on getting the list out in the last few weeks, so we'll try to get that out today. I want to make sure everybody knows that. Pictures to go over. We've talked about it a couple different times. We bought new vacuums for out on the floor, and they're not labeled. So we don't want to buy something new and put it out on the floor unless we actually are going to label it so that it makes it back to its home and everybody knows what it's for, okay?
So that's clear for everybody. That's no matter who's buying anything. It has to have a label and a place to go, or don't put it out for use, period.
And just as an example, we bought these for water, and somebody used one for oil already. We had to clean the whole thing out with alcohol because we didn't label it, so they just used it for whatever. Okay? Just alcohol bottle, I'm assuming that's just hanging there.
Yeah, just hanging there. If we need more alcohol bottles, let's get a spot for them. That's for press 22, so we have it all the way by press 5 or 6. So,
really good water on a mold heater. Okay. The Gaylord cover, this is sitting on top of a robot cabinet not being used.
Can you and Keith just pull all the covers and put them in a box for me? Thank you.
Okay. That's the silicone room, I'm assuming?
No, it's just hanging on by here by the parts cleaner.
Instead of having a way to hang it up there the right way, or?
Right way, know where it goes, what's supposed to be hanging there.
Not labeled. The chutes stacked up behind, I'm assuming this is stacked by 35?
Yep. We want to make sure we find a spot, grab all the chutes, making a place to hang them. Let's make sure we grab all the chutes that are on the floor right now, so we've got a spot for all of them. Okay?
One of the things that we talked about is in the silicone room here, using part of that space to organize some of the stuff, equipment that belongs on the floor, but we got to make sure that we're doing it organized, okay? So we'll talk about that. Again, just more bad parts that aren't being ground up and they're stacked up over the top of the Gaylord, so we can't even stack another Gaylord on top. We need to make sure we're grinding any bad parts that we're making. Tim, I don't know.
This is by the door, obviously the squeegee. I don't know why we have the squeegee all the way by press 58, when I'm sure we're using it over here by the overhead door to squeegee it out. So, Israel, can you find a spot for it by closer to the door, and we'll label it up so it stays there to get cleaned up. Okay?
Great. I know this has been an ongoing thing with poking Gaylords out in the warehouse. And then, obviously, we did that. There's material spilling out on the floor that's a waste of money. And nobody says anything, nobody does anything about it. We just drive away. Okay? I mean, you guys can see that's just money on the floor. It's just a waste. And I'm not saying that it's never going to happen. People do make mistakes. People have accidents. It's going to happen, but let's fix it. Let's not just let the material continue to pour out on the floor, okay? Do I really need to even explain what's going on here? And I think you guys can see there's material all over the floor, the wrapping's all there. I mean, everything's just a complete mess. Probably a whole bag of material sitting on the floor. And that looks like, is that Delrin? Or it's Delrin. That's what, like $3, $4 a pound times 55, right?
That's by the finished goods where we're piling in the finished goods. So, okay.
There weren't any suggestions to go over, but I have a Kaizen event that I put up. I need 2 people to sign up for. I got some tools for the toolboxes that the guys were asking for that need to get labeled and put into the toolboxes. So I only need 2 people. It's probably only about maybe an hour worth of work for 2 people. So I only need 2 people, okay? We put that on the Kaizen sheet, so that's all we need, all right?
Yeah, so that's the other thing, talking about Kaizen sheets, we're putting down, people ask us about, we're putting how many people are needed for it. We don't need 500 people for a job that needs 2. So we had a question about that yesterday. My answer to that is have more suggestions so we can do more Kaizen events to make it more applicable or more available for everyone to get a chance. So the other thing is for suggestions, I appreciate everyone walking up to me and giving me suggestions about how someone else can do this or how we should do that. Write it down. I'm not walking around with a continuous improvement book and I'm writing everything down and I've got to put it up. Put it down on a piece of paper. If we don't get to it right away, it is on a staff that we go through them every week. So write it down. Don't just assume you told me that it's going to happen. Okay? So please do that. All right. And also there's one up there. Tom Cruise is going to do one that's already signed up for the flow charts of where to keep all the documentation and everything consistently with the quality department. And then also we have one up there for training room part. And the next one that's going to be going, just so you guys know, I'll put one up here about the this tape dispenser box area. They wanted training on how to put the tape in. So when I was doing the pictures on how to do the tape, it's a mess and it doesn't make any sense on how we're doing it. So we're going to have an event on how do we organize that and make it easier for everyone to use. Because then we'll use it if it's easier. I think everyone agrees. The easier it is, the more we'll use it. Okay? I'm gonna do this and then we'll just do all of it. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to continue on. The start of the next chapter for it says the next chapter is beyond Alright, beyond the morning meeting. The morning meeting allowed us to implement the first stage of building a culture, which is teaching and training people. But we still needed to impart on expectations of continuous improvement. We needed people to make improvements on a daily basis so that we could produce a higher quality product at a lower cost, while also enjoying a regular sense of accomplishment in our work environment. Lean is not just about growing people so they feel all happy and involved. It is also about results, measurable, concrete results that show a continuous pattern of improvement. How do we do that? If I told my people, hey, I want you to make 1 improvement a day, they would look at me cross-eyed. Most would respond, I don't know if I can think of 1 improvement a day. It sure sounds like a tall order, doesn't it? So I changed it again to something so simple. Remember the Hoax model? The beauty of their company was that it kept their process very simple in order to ensure the maximum buy-in from their people. I said to my people, just give me a 2-second improvement a day. That's it. That's all I ask, a 2-second improvement. There's not a person on earth, let alone a mouse or a hamster, that can't figure out how to improve something by just 2 seconds. I made the bar so low that everybody could jump it, and indeed that's what happened. I began with simple expectations of a 2-second improvement a day, but in order for me to make sure that people understood how they could possibly find a 2-second improvement every day, we came up with what's the next phase of building a culture of continuous improvement, the morning improvement walk. So it's just as simple, like I said, we don't need to fight off everything. We just take a little simple steps as far as how far you turn, how far you move, how often you have to get something. Just make the small improvements. The big one, the big picture comes. The results that he talks about, they will come if we do all these 2 seconds. The big results will end up. Okay? So small improvements. All right, we've got a couple improvements that were done here.